Games are not art. No matter how hard gamers and game devs kick and flail their arms, The Last of Us 2 is not art. Elden Stain is not art. I should know. I'm a critic, and we are never wrong. Games are nothing more than a children's pastime, and nothing good has ever come from them. Not until today. Yoshi Goes to Tesco is more than a game. It's more than an experience. It's more than art. It is Yoshua in a tangible state. After playing this game, I cast aside my atheist tendencies because I have seen God. He has endowed me with the knowledge that would shatter any mortal man's consciousness. I have ascended to godhood, and now you can too. Grab my hand and follow me into an existential dive into overt multiculturalism, or for the layman, a review of Yoshi Goes to Tesco. Developed by a team of the world's smartest philosophers, chemical engineers, and Frog, this game eases us into its madness with a warning. The red text of this image evokes a feeling of visceral fear, letting you know that this experience was carefully tailored to provide the most mind-shattering jump scare of all time. And let me warn you, this warning is not enough. Once we get to that point in the video, I will also be putting up another warning. This game is not for the faint of heart. Before long, the scene is set. The player is introduced to the entirely fictional location of England, and you are immediately tethered to him, Yoshi. What a nice day to go to Tesco. Every day is a nice day for Tesco as long as our Lord Yoshi wills it so. Upon entering the store, you are tasked with gathering sustenance to be able to fuel yourself through the literal mind fuck coming in the next 5 minutes. Interacting with these stalls provides the funniest dialogue ever written. In less than 10 steps from the entrance, you meet Goku, an extremely strong and talented Saiyan warrior who can't escape the rusty chains of capitalism. His story is truly a tragic one, but before you can lose yourself in the minutiae of working retail while being the strongest being in the universe, you are given a piece of eldritch knowledge. Contrary to popular belief, the words "out of stock" are a complete myth, a farce created by the late great Sam Walton, short for Samantha Walton, founder of Walmart. This lie was perfected to get you to keep coming back to the literal hellscape that is a Walmart supercenter. Another man once found out about this forbidden knowledge, and the Walton family had to deploy famous rapper DaBaby to gun him down on aisle 3. That's true. Frog and his team of neurophysicists are incredibly brave for leaking this information to the public. Do not stop until the world knows. They really do have everything in the back. This knowledge allows for the player to complete their initial task only for them to be jumped in the parking lot by 3 other Yoshis. You didn't think it would be this easy, did you? It is at this point the game becomes something dark. You now have to run away from the theft that is taxation, and this escape leads you into the deepest, darkest dungeons that you can find located underneath pretty much any department store. Ask anyone who's worked in one. These are very real. Where do you think all the people who get caught stealing deodorant go? Home? Running away from your duties as a citizen can only take you so far, as the player is met with the most gut-wrenching choice I have ever played in a video game. I was left speechless as the game asked me to do the unthinkable. I sat at my desk, shaking, unable to garner the strength necessary to do what must be done, and while I wallowed in despair, the game ripped control from me and forced me to watch as Blue Yoshi is sent to their death. It was horrifying. There was nothing I could have done to stop it. scene made me question my mortality, whether everything was for naught, whether every step I took, game I've played, or video I've made would lead me to this exact moment. These feelings I was wrestling with were raw. Nothing has ever made me feel this way, and with tears silently streaming from my eyes, I pressed forward, knowing I couldn't let Blue Yoshi's sacrifice be in vain. I wondered endlessly, the death of Blue Yoshi replaying over and over in my head. I met a lizard named Gex, performed alchemy, but all I could think about was Blue Yoshi. I'm sorry, Blue Yoshi. You did not deserve this. Before you can even come to grips with the sins of the father, the player finds themselves in a dimension between dimensions. Have you ever seen Interstellar? Well, fun fact, that movie script was inspired by this small section, and honestly, it owes all of its success to Frog and his 12 disciples. After some very important dialogue discussing how Brexit was a mistake and a tasteful guest appearance by Freddy Fazbear, you make your way to the scariest jump scare of all time. This is your warning. I recommend that you are sitting down for this, strapped in and clutching your religious text of choice. Jump scare coming in 3, 2, 1. I'm still shaking. Sorry, I need a moment. The final boss of the game is nearby. After the game beats you down and sucks every single ounce of fight out of your soul, you are challenged to the hardest boss fight in the medium. Yes, this is harder than anything FromSoft has ever produced, and I'm willing to bet it will be harder than anything anyone will ever produce. This is peak boss design, and if you disagree, you are just wrong. I'm sorry I have to be the one to tell you, but this is the best boss design of ever, and I'm a critic, so I'm never wrong. Defeating this completely original and underrated masterpiece of a final fight finally grants you release from the dark tendrils that bind you to this mortal plane. Yoshi Goes to Tesco is an experience that cannot be rated on any scale. It has no pros or cons, only lessons, unlimited knowledge for those who seek it, and unbearable truths for those willing to reach out and grasp it. Games are not art, and they never will be. But Yoshi Goes to Tesco is more than a game. It is more than an experience. It is more than art. It is